Abenomics is a set of economic policies championed by Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe when he came into power a second time in 2012. Abenomics was originally described as a three-arrow approach of increasing the money supply, undertaking government spending to stimulate the economy, and undertaking economic and regulatory reforms to make Japan more competitive in the global market. Abenomics has grown as Prime Minister Abe continues to govern Japan and now encompasses goals for female employment, sustainable growth, and a concept known as Society 5.0, which is aimed at the further digitalization of Japan. Abenomics involved increasing the nation's money supply, boosting government spending, and enacting reforms to make the Japanese economy more competitive. Abenomics refers to the economic policies of a particular politician in the same way that Reaganomics or Clintonomics does. Abenomics was promoted as a way to shake Japan's economy out of a period of minimal growth and overall deflation. Japan's economic troubles dated back to the 90s, also known as the Lost Decade. It was a period of marked economic stagnation in Japan, following a massive real estate bubble burst in the 1980s, and Japan's asset price bubble burst in the early 90s. The Japanese government responded to the economic fallout by running massive budget deficits to fund public works projects. In 1998, economist Paul Krugman argued in a paper titled Japan's Trap that Japan could raise inflation expectations by committing to an irresponsible monetary policy for a period of time, thereby cutting long-term interest rates and promoting the spending needed to break out of economic stagnation. Abe began a second term in December 2012. Soon after resuming office, he launched his Abenomics plan to bolster Japan's stagnant economy. In a speech following his election, Abe announced that he and his cabinet would implement bold monetary policy, flexible fiscal policy, and a growth strategy that encourages private investment, and with these three pillars, achieve results. Abe's program consisted of three arrows. The first was printing additional currency, between 60 trillion yen to 70 trillion yen, to make Japanese exports more attractive and generate modest inflation, roughly 2%. The second arrow was new government spending programs to stimulate demand and consumption, to stimulate short-term growth, and to achieve a budget surplus over the long term. The third component of Abenomics was more complex, a reform of various regulations to make Japanese industries more competitive and to encourage investment in and from the private sector. This included corporate governance reform, easing of restrictions on hiring foreign staff in special economic zones, making it easier for companies to fire ineffective workers, liberalizing the health sector, and implementing measures that help domestic and foreign entrepreneurs.